Hello, and thank you so much for tuning in today to the iNatural Body channel. My name is Sonia. This is episode number 35. I wanted to share with you guys some tips that I use whenever I am shooting product photography, particularly lighting, background, and props that you can incorporate into your soap studio, and it doesn't call for a whole lot of space. If you think about the lighting, like for example, right now, this is it's a cloudy day here, and this is the natural lighting that's coming from the window, and so I can't possibly get a good shot with this type of lighting coming in. Also, I have a white poster board that I purchased from a company called Savage. They sell continuous poster boards. You can unravel however much of it you need. You cut whatever you need, and you still have lots of it afterwards. I got these clamps from Amazon.com. They were sold in a 6-pack. Everything that I'm mentioning here, I'm going to leave a link to it in the description box below, by the way. But let me talk to you guys about the background whenever you're taking a photo shoot. Personally, I love the white background because it gives me so much more flexibility, but that doesn't say that you can't have a background that coordinates with your product. For example, a nice shade of purple would have done perfectly in this setting. Also, when it comes to backgrounds and lighting, you also want to think about how harsh the lighting may be at times. I made this little thing out of a cardboard box and just cut out one side of it, but what it ideally is like a diffuser box where the light will be softened a little bit, but I'm not using that. That's another video. I'm not really going into that much, but what I did want to make sure that you guys are aware of is you can control the background and the presentation of your product just by simply incorporating any type of plain backgrounds per se. I know some of the editing software does it, and if you're not familiar with it, you may think that you have limitations, and that is not the case. Whenever the lighting is compromised, I pull out my ring light. This ring light is a Neewer, Neewer ring light, and as you can see, just by simply turning it on, and there is like a small dial on it where I can control the density of the light, like how much light comes out. It changes it completely. The whites pop, the color pops, the color pops also, and you can get crisp, clear Neewer. Yes, there it is. I got this idea from a beauty channel. I wish I remembered which channel it was. I don't remember. She made mention of it, and I jotted it down real quickly. But yeah, it works perfectly because it takes care of the overhead lighting that may cause there to be shadows in your work. It took care of the side lighting, which that also, if you turn from different angles, that can cause shadows in your work. Also the lower lighting, if you don't have it, then shadows can be projected as well. Well, this light being in a circle, it takes care of all of those different angles, and so it affords you so much flexibility that you're able to get shots from different angles without compromising the lighting or shadows, without compromising the end work, hopefully the shot itself, right? So, but look at how crisp the colors are. Now earlier, when the lighting was more natural, which was coming out of the window, you saw all of those different shadows, whereas now, because there's artificial lighting, it's crisp, it's clear, and with this ring light, I can easily get a shot from being right in the middle of the ring. Now, from time to time, I may have to pull out my tripod because I may have to get a better shot, or for whatever reason, I do have the flexibility of continuously using a tripod if I wanted to. As you see here, I was making some bath bombs earlier, and as a matter of fact, I'll pull a few of them in a little bit so that you can see just how it reacts in the setting, in the photo setting. All right, but yeah, ideally, if you're putting pictures of your product on Instagram or any of these platforms, these social network platforms, you want to present the product in the best possible ways, even if it's on your own website. Having the lighting and having the background and being able to take better shots, just those two elements alone will add, you'll see a noticeable change and a noticeable difference in your presentation of your product. And if you had to take an overhead shot, because this poster board is continuous and you could always adjust any poster board to be made into a continuous flow of solid background, you can get overhead shots that are so much more consistent and brings out all the color and the detail of your product. And I'd like to think that these tips don't necessarily just apply to what we do as soap makers, but this can apply with if you're putting product on eBay, if you're putting product in the newspaper. It's just a better presentation. And so I had this peacock serving plate that I got maybe from a thrift shop somewhere, and even with the peacock plate having its colors, it's not taking away. For some reason, it's just literally playing well into the background, and it's not taking away from the confetti soap. As a matter of fact, I think they're complementing one another. And I like to think that this is all because of there being a solid background and the lighting is on point. I love how we can look at it from different angles, and I apologize for the shakiness, the instability in the footage, but I'm holding the camera in my hand and having a conversation with you at the same time, so it's rather different, but we can still see that the background, like that solid background, just adds to the dimension of our photo shoot. And from time to time, you may want to add different props. I've used this little owl in different props before. But like I said, having a solid background, it doesn't take away. Let's see what it looks like with some of the bath bombs. And another thing about this Neewer light, the ring light, because it has an opening where you can either come from the back side of it and take your pictures or what have you, there's an area where you could set up your camera and just control it from that area, from that point. But I like to get a close-up shot, and so though I have the tool to my advantage, I like to take my camera and walk up to my product and literally get these different angles and different positions and bring some dimension or a little more interest to the product that we're trying to sell. And like I said, these clamps, I think I'm using like maybe 3 or 4 of them actually right now, and it's holding the poster board up perfectly. So use poster boards, incorporate them into your photo shoots. It doesn't take a whole lot of space. You don't need the whole poster board. I'm just using a small portion of a corner that I use for packaging my product. It's not a huge space at all. I've shared with you guys about lighting. Remember the lighting. If you don't have access to this type of light, this artificial light like this, then wait until you have better lighting, natural lighting. And this is the most beautiful lighting, in my opinion, is the light that comes from the sun. And I mean, if you have it coming into your home or wherever it is that you're shooting your photos, then it makes for a beautiful shot of your end product. But yeah, this is the little corner that I'm using. I wanted to share it with you guys. I thought it would be beneficial to somebody out there. Please like this video, share it, comment down below. What tips can you share with the rest of the community for taking pictures? I just love that peacock plate, and I used it in another, you guys remember this, these are Luby soaps. I think the peacock plate played well with it. But the overhead shot, this is that shot right here. And this is a close-up right in front of these soaps. So yes, thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. This is Sonia saying I'll see you in the next video. Bye.